So, I did hear about 16 first-time Hall of Fame nominees, including Eli Manning, Luke Kuechly, Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, and Marshall Yonda. Good for them. Hope they had a really good retirement because their legacies will be remembered forever. Anyways, guys, welcome to episode 7 of Grizzly Talks Football. Wow, 7 episodes. It's quite amazing how time flies, you know? Anyways, we are going to week 3 NFL predictions. Yes, new week is already coming in. Tomorrow night is a AFC East divisional game. We're going to be talking about that and a lot more games than that. So, and if you guys still haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just click the red button. It's a red button right there. Just click it. Hit the like button and hit the bell so you don't miss a video. Anyways, let's get straight to it. Speaking of the AFC East divisional matchup, we have the Patriots versus the Jets in MetLife on Thursday Night Football. A big shout out to the Patriots for competing not only against Cincinnati and winning that first game, but also competing with the Seahawks and forcing overtime. Wow, that's impressive with arguably one of the worst rosters in the NFL. Let me just say, the games are really decided on how well the other team's defense is, because the offenses of all three of the teams that they have yet to face or have faced before are actually very good. I know the Bengals only scored 10 points. I mean, yeah, they are struggling, but it's not exactly because of Joe Burrow. It's really because of the defense. They have not been able to get some stops either against the Patriots or the Chiefs. I will say Seattle's defense was a little bit better than the Bengals' defense. That's a big understatement. Seahawks defense is better than the Bengals defense, but unfortunately for the Patriots, the Jets defense is better than the Seattle Seahawks defense, well, according to my personal opinion, and the Jets offense is really going to keep this team in the game. Defense really just needs to win the game for the Jets. So, yeah, I have Jets beating the Patriots. It will be closer than people say, though. Oh yeah, and I completely forgot to say, I was 12-4 in week 1, in week 2, in a crazy week of football, I went 8-8 at 500, so my total record for so far this season is 20-12. I'm hoping to do a lot better this week in week 3. Kicking off the Sunday afternoon slate, we have the New York Giants against the Cleveland Browns, and yeah, not really going to say too much. Sure, Daniel Jones played well against the Washington Commanders, and sure, Deshaun Watson sure does suck. But yeah, that Browns defense is going to eat Daniel Jones alive, and the Giants will not be able to stop any of either Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, or Elijah Moore on that Browns offense. Yeah, Browns win this one. But the Giants could put up a fight. Not sure, but I'm thinking maybe a 13-point game at the end of the game. I just don't see very much sustained success for the Giants at all. The Browns are just the better team here. Up next, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Nashville to play the Tennessee Titans. I have been to Nissan Stadium twice when they still had Derrick Henry, but they have not been the same since then. Also, I am a firm believer in Malik Willis. You know what I mean? Will Levis, I've never believed in him and I never will. That being said, Malik Willis leads Green Bay to yet another win on the road against the Titans. Yeah, they just don't have really much to show for except for maybe the rushing game. Passing game, I mean, you have Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins, but the main issue to me is the quarterback, Will Levis. He has been struggling. He's been trying to make plays, do too much. Malik Willis is always about accuracy and safe passing. And I'm sure slow and steady wins the race, so Green Bay wins on the road. It'll be closer than people think, though. Next on this slate, we have the Chicago Bears taking on the Indianapolis Colts in Lucas Oil Stadium. Oh, why do you have to be so tough on this pick? Because on one side, we have a quarterback who is extremely inconsistent, and on the other side, we have a quarterback that complains about where his offensive line is. I mean, I don't blame him because he has no offensive line to really show for. Thanks, NFL, for making this so hard for me. I'm going to go on a limb and call an upset here. Sure, the Colts are favored, but I think the Colts and the Bears have the same kind of offensive problems, except the Bears just have a much better defense. Anyways, the Bears barely edge out the Colts in a very close but very boring game. And Caleb Williams, I'm really hoping you get a passing touchdown, like to save your career, because you have none ever since you started in the NFL, in the regular season, of course. These quarterbacks had the same game, it's just which defense is going to rise up. I think the Bears defense will rise up the most. Next up, we have the Houston Texans traveling to US Bank Stadium to play the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, Sam Darnold is making this so tough on me. Like, why? So basically, this is a contest between which team is a contender and which team is a pretender. I think Sam Darnold has resurrected his career, but he is running into a tough Houston Texans team who is now 2-0, just like them. I think Houston will outlast the Minnesota Vikings. The game will be definitely close, but Houston's offense has just a lot more talent, and Diggs might not complain as much. Sorry, Sam, I still believe you're a little bit inconsistent, and CJ Stroud is more consistent than people say, and that is the reason why the Houston Texans win, and they also got a very good defense. They stole Danielle Hunter from the Vikings, so yeah, this will be a good revenge game for Hunter, and Texans ultimately win on both sides. Next up, we had the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to New Orleans to play the Saints. I really thought that the Eagles were going to beat us. That's actually insane. If you thought the Saints blowing out the Cowboys was bad, think about how they would do against the Philadelphia Eagles. And before I say anything else, Derek Carr, I apologize for not understanding your game. The scoring barrage continues for New Orleans, and Eagles go to 1-2, thinking about what happened now. Sirianni is already on the hot seat, and he's going to really panic a lot with Jalen Hurts. And to be honest, Jalen Hurts doesn't really fit Kellen Moore's system. Like, Kellen Moore has a West Coast kind of offense. Jalen Hurts is a scramble and throw it up, and somebody's down there kind of thing. So yeah, quarterback and offensive coordinator, a big question mark on that note. And the Saints are still looking as hot as ever. Next on Sunday afternoon, we have the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Side note, I will always call that field Heinz Field and nothing else. I don't care if they change their name, I'm still calling it Heinz Field. As for this game, oh my gosh, it's literally just pretenders. It's a game of pretenders. Like, which team is going to choke more? Defense is carrying Justin Fields to victory. Meanwhile, the Chargers have got a mix of good offense and defense. It is going to be a lot harder for J.K. Dobbins to completely go off on Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh has a way better rush defense than the two teams that the Chargers faced. So that will definitely be hard for the Chargers. And the Steelers defense, like I said, has been carrying the entire team. Justin Fields has thrown 1 touchdown in 2 games. 1. It'll most likely be a defensive battle, but I'm very sure the Chargers defense is going to keep them in the game. And the Chargers overall have a better offense than the Steelers, and the offense will most certainly win the game at the very end of it. And yeah, this will be a snooze fest, but the Chargers win over the Steelers. And the final game of this Sunday afternoon slate is between the Denver Broncos and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not going to waste anybody's time. Bo Nix and Sean Payton have dug themselves in a hole that they can't get out of, and as much as Baker Mayfield's an asshole, he is still him. To kick off the 4 o'clock slate on Sunday is the Carolina Panthers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. If Bryce Young was starting, I would say enough said, but it's Andy Dalton who's starting this week, not Bryce. If Andy Dalton plays well, he can keep the Carolina Panthers in this game. But I am a believer in Minshew Mania, baby. Raiders win a close one. No, but in all honesty, the passing game is going to absolutely terrorize that Panthers defense, and there's nothing they can do about it. Pass rush will overwhelm Andy Dalton as well, and Raiders just win on both sides. Up next is the Miami Dolphins traveling to Seattle to play the Seahawks. If Tua was still starting, I would have said the Seahawks win this one by a touchdown or 2. But since now he's on IR and they just signed Tyler Huntley, this game can be a lot closer than it looks. We have no idea how Tyler Huntley is going to play, but he is going to play well enough to keep the Dolphins in the game. It's just the defense I'm worried about. Miami's offense will get fatigued because the Dolphins can't stop any of those three receivers between Metcalf, Lockett, Smith, and Jigba. And Seattle's defense will just take advantage of the complete tiredness of the Dolphins receivers. I see Seattle winning, but it will be closer than everybody would say. They would say, oh, Seahawks winning by 17 points. I see them winning by 6, at least. Kicking off the 425 slate on Sunday, we have the Baltimore Ravens traveling to AT&T Stadium to play the Dallas Cowboys. Now this is an interesting matchup. The Ravens lost to the Raiders, but the Cowboys lost to the Saints, so it's kind of hard to pick here. But I am sure the Cowboys' defensive line is pissed about not playing well in that Saints game when they got blown up by 25. And they are playing a mostly run-heavy offense in the Ravens. So adding to the fact that home advantage is going to be a real thing in this game, I see Cowboys winning by 10, with their defensive line shutting down the run game, leaving room for the pass game to be dominated by Trevon Diggs and DeRon Bland, and also the offense having CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, even Zeke Elliott getting involved. I see Cowboys winning at home. Next up, we have the San Francisco 49ers in an NFC West battle traveling to LA to play the Rams. I get that the 49ers lost to the Vikings, but the Rams got blown out by the Arizona Cardinals. Like, what? And also, the 49ers have a lot of their weapons back, even with those injuries back in week 2. And the Rams just have injured their two best receivers on their team. And their defense just did not have any passion ever since Aaron Donald retired. Yeah, I see the 49ers winning by at least 13 points in this game. And the final game for the Sunday evening will be the Detroit Lions traveling to Arizona to play the Cardinals. I think this game will be a definite shootout between the two offenses. I mean, you got Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride and Craig Dortch. And also we got the Lions with Jared Goff. I know he had a terrible game last week against the Bucs, but Cardinals don't have that bad of a defensive impact that the Bucs did. Lions with Jared Goff, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Saint Laporta. Wow. And Jameson Williams, who had a breakout game against the Bucs. I am not going to sleep on the Cardinals. They will definitely make this close, but the Lions just have too much firepower, not only on offense, with the best offensive line in the NFL, and they also have a very solid defense against that Arizona offense. I think the defense will outlast the Cardinals, and yeah, the Lions will definitely win this game in a shootout. I say they win by 3. For Sunday Night Football, we have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling downtown Atlanta to play the Falcons. We had to play the Chiefs and the Refs? Yeah, no chance we win this game. Kansas City steals one on the road. Most definitely.
Little side note. Whenever I pick the Falcons to lose, they win. Whenever I pick the Falcons to win, they lose. So this is kind of a little bit of strategy. I hope you understand what I mean.
And we have a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. First up at 7:30 p.m. starting, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to Orchard Park to play the Buffalo Bills. Let me just say, I think this will be a dogfight between two somewhat elite offenses, but in the end, if this was in London, I would absolutely pick Jacksonville, but this is Bills Mafia country. Yeah, you're not winning this game in Buffalo. Not if Josh Allen or James Cook have anything to say about that. Buffalo wins by 10, or maybe 9. In the final Monday Night Football game, the final game of this week is starting at 8:15 p.m. on Monday night on ABC. It's the Washington Commanders traveling to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Can someone explain to me why these two teams look so shit? Like, seriously, come on. But I'm not going to waste any more time. Sure, the Commanders got to win kicking 7 field goals, just like the title of this episode. Well, the number that this episode is, 7 field goals. Yeah, the Bengals at least can score touchdowns, unlike Jay Daniels over there. Yeah, Bengals win by 13. Come on now. I will say, Jaden Daniels has been driving down the field for Washington lately, but I see that magic falling apart real fast. Anyways, that is going to do it for week 3 NFL predictions. If you've enjoyed the series to this part, I will definitely leave a pinned comment with the link to the whole entire playlist so you won't miss a single episode. Be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss a video. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Peace!